So I managed to get my hands on a set of these super solid and affordable mid-range Mason Hunt 4-season disc wheels, which are the result of a collaboration between Hunt Wheels and Mason Cycles. Now in this video, I'll go over the wheel specs, offer my ride impressions, as well as share my thoughts on who this wheel set might be best suited for. And yes, I'll also spin them up so you can hear the Freehub sound. Now for most bike components, there's a whole spectrum of quality ranging from disruptively inadequate all the way up to so nice you don't even want to use it. And the corresponding range of prices can be staggering. Now, as an average discerning cyclist, I, like many of you, generally try to find some reasonable balance between quality and price, and as you may already know, it's not always easy to find. Now in the case of bike wheels, Hunt has come a really long way in just the past few years to broaden their product line to suit everyday cyclists like me, all the way up to elite World Tour winners. Congrats, by the way. Now, as the 4 seasons descriptor would indicate, this is a wheel set designed for year-round use. Everything about the design embodies practicality and serviceability while maintaining a surprisingly low weight and a very reasonable price tag. Things like the heat-treated 6061 alloy rim construction and asymmetric spoke hole layout should ease your mind when it comes to the strength and reliability of these wheels. 24 triple-butted round profile spokes front and rear will have you feeling confident without adding too much weight. There's even a unique reflective element right on the rim face, which is a nod to the cyclists who won't let a little bad weather or poor lighting stop them from enjoying cycling year-round. Oh, and before I forget, full disclosure, Hunt Wheels did send over this wheel set for review, but this is not a paid sponsorship, and all thoughts and opinions are my own. Now for starters, these rims are claimed to be 26mm deep, 24mm wide externally, and the internal rim width is 19mm, which by today's standards is narrower than some, but you shouldn't have any issues mounting tires up to 45mm in width if you want. Now the inner and outer measurements are pretty spot on, but according to my calipers, the rim depth is actually closer to 24.5mm, which is a bit shallower than advertised. Also, the rims aren't hookless, but rather they use the H-lock rim bed, which is supposed to help with mounting and seating tubeless tires. Now sure, it might sound like a marketing term, but between testing several different wheels and swapping many different tires, I've set up close to a dozen Hunt wheels tubeless at this point with only a booster pump without any issues, so seems like it works pretty well. Now the weight of the wheel set is a claimed 1,588 grams, which is quite light for a wheel set at this price point. Now on my scale, the front comes in at 755.5 grams, the rear comes in at 873.3, for a total of 1,628.8 grams, which is just over 40 grams more than the claimed weight. Now the discrepancy here is likely due to the weight of the rim tape and the disc rotor lock rings, which were on the wheels when I weighed them, but perhaps not included in the published weights. Now regarding the hubs, it does seem like some people are concerned about Hunt using Novatech hubs, which is true. These wheels do use an off-the-shelf hub, but for good reason. Now the hubs used on virtually all of Hunt's wheels are high quality, and these are no exception, employing a forged and CNC'd 6061 T6 alloy shell that natively accepts modern center lock disc rotors, with the option to use an adapter for 6-bolt rotors. Now I've been really happy with the hubs on my personal set of carbon 35s, mostly because they're easily serviceable and they adapt to any axle standard, quick release or through axle, and any cassette standard, whether it be Shimano, SRAM, or Campy. It's just a solid hub that serves to future-proof your wheels in case you want to use them on other bikes down the line. Now you might also be wondering about the distinguishing and in some cases notorious Freehub sound of the Hunt wheels, which on some models is likened to a swarm of angry bees. Now in this case, for better or for worse, you won't get the super loud hub, and instead the 4-pawl 10-degree engagement Freehub is a much more reasonable volume. So that pretty much summarizes the specs of the wheels, but of course the real question, how do they actually ride, and who are these wheels actually designed for? Well, for starters, and not too surprisingly, they ride really nice. Both on-road and off, they're pretty smooth and decently fast, but mostly I felt confident that I could ride them as hard as I wanted without them failing or cracking. Now they aren't tremendously stiff, but as mid-range alloy wheels go, they are better than other wheels that I've ridden. Now comparing these to my personal set of carbon 35s, which are notably stiffer and lighter, I did feel that perhaps something was just a bit lacking. Now, I would say that the appeal of these wheels doesn't lie in remarkable performance metrics like weight, stiffness, or speed, but rather in the ratio of quality to cost. Now, for the money, you're getting a solid set of what some might consider a winter wheel set, but really just a robust alloy wheel set that you can rest assured will stand up to the elements and offer peace of mind throughout the year. Which brings me to the next logical point. Who are these wheels actually for? Well, in all fairness, it's probably not fair to compare these 4-season wheels to a premium set of carbon hoops. So what I will say is that compared to the stock alloy wheels that came on my Diverge, these 4 Seasons wheels are still a really nice upgrade. Now, I've mentioned it before, but the stockers on this bike were really not very stiff at all. They were heavy, they were hard to keep true, and in my opinion, they really restricted the bike from reaching its full potential. So with respect to the heavy stock wheels, these 4-season wheels are a huge improvement. And if you're in a situation where maybe you just got a really nice new bike, but the stock wheels are just not doing it for you, and let's face it, most mid-range bikes aren't spec'd with the most impressive wheels out of the box, then these Hunt 4-season disc wheels might be a fantastic way to liven up your bike's feel without breaking the bank. Or I could also see getting a set of these wheels as a second set, yes, perhaps a winter set, which would still be high quality and remarkably lightweight for the money, but more importantly, a durable, set it and forget it workhorse setup that could be exposed to the elements without too much worry. So would I use a set of these wheels as my only wheel set? Likely not, as I personally feel that the wheel set is one of the best places to allocate funds when upgrading a bike, which is why I ultimately stretched my wheel budget a little bit and went with the Carbon 35s on my own bike, but I can definitely see having a set of these 4 Seasons as a spare set or indeed a winter set if I were to adopt the multiple wheel set per bike mentality. And then of course, if you're just not keen to rolling on carbon rims for one reason or another, then this alloy set is really a solid setup and would certainly be an upgrade over most stock wheels that come on entry to mid-level bikes. So there you have it, the Mason Hunt 4 Seasons disc wheels. A solid mid-level workhorse wheel set that would be a great upgrade for entry to mid-level road and gravel bikes, as well as a solid second set of wheels used for training or riding in bad weather, or in any case when you don't want to put undue wear and tear on your blingy race day wheels. Well, I hope you enjoyed getting an in-depth look at these budget-friendly but high-performing wheels. And if you're interested, you can check out these videos on some more great products from Hunt Wheels. Thanks again for watching, and thanks again for subscribing if you haven't already, and I'll see you next time.